Hey guys, and welcome back to Artbook Addictions. Today we have the art of Astral Chain, a recent Switch game made by Platinum Games that, like so many other Platinum games, kind of got caught under the wayside, right? If you watched all the video game awards and all that shit, they didn't even acknowledge Astral Chain. And it was one of the best Switch games that came out last year. And, if you haven't picked it up, have been wondering, oh, should I get it? If you're a fan of Platinum Games and you like games like Devil May Cry, the character action games, right? I thoroughly recommend you give Astral Chain a try, okay? Especially if you played Bayonetta or Nier Automata, because you could see how the game has really, combined all the mechanics and made something really fresh and new, right? And also, the game is just pretty cool. Also, if it's very anime, right? So if you like anime, particularly, of like Evangelion, sci-fi kind of nature, right? I totally recommend it, right? Yeah, but besides the game itself, the art book is great as well, right? Instead of looking through it like before, I'm gonna just do the review portion because there's spoilers in the game, and you don't want to see video game spoilers, and you don't want to see the art book spoilers, right? So I'm gonna do the review section first, and then go into it, and then we can start exploring the art book, right? Without having the spoiler worry, right? So overall, I think this art book does everything that an art book should, right? It's what it does really well is that it's very compact with all the art, right? You can see all the character designs, the environment designs, the we call it prop designs, right? And every little intricate thing, right? Inside of this book. Most of this book was actually it's actually a lot of pencil work, right? Surprisingly enough, right? There's a combination of color pencil and digital, right? Kind of similar to the Rango book, right? Except for the fact that I think the artist is a famous mangaka. I don't know. But they brought in an illustrator from outside of Platinum to do the concepts for the characters and kind of the design of the world, right? So if you're interested, if you're like even looking at this, you probably already know about Astral Chain, right? And if you don't, I recommend you pick it up. But if you're wondering if I recommend this book, it's a total recommend, right? I got it online for $50 because it's only released in the EU collector's edition, which I think is kind of bullshit, right? Because I would have gone straight for the, limited edition, but here we are. But I paid $50, and honestly, I thought it was totally worth it, But that's from my perspective. So with that said, I recommend it. Go buy it, right? And with that, let's start looking inside this shit. Caution, advertisement. Yeah, see, here you go. Spoilers. Boom. Okay, there's your warning. Oh, you can see the French, right? Just to show that it's, EU edition, right? So we got some promotional art right here, right? Really great stuff. And if you look closely, you can see it almost has, it has, come on, focus, come on. Okay. It is actually done with colored pencil, right? Which is funny because I'm not the biggest color pencil guy, like in terms of my own use, right? But it looks great. This is digital. This is not colored pencil, but that's okay. Right, more more promotional art. You've seen it before. Oh, and then we got the stupid ass crease. I'm gonna try to push it as far as you can, but you saw the previous image, so you basically got the idea, right? We got the in the game, you know, you got the edgy side and you got the police side, right? Not gonna try to spoil the game. And I feel like edgy is the right word, you know. It's not necessarily like, ooh, bad, you know, just I wear black now because I'm edgy. Yeah. Look at that. You know, for a game like this, I would have expected a lot of digital work, right? But look at this. All the design is done in pencil, which, I don't know, it gives it that, like, 90s anime feel, right? Look at that chunky line work, you know? I don't give a shit. I just care about design, dude. Great stuff. I love the outfit that they have in the game. Here we have the male Akira, right? Akira Howard. That shit's so white, dude. Oh, I'm not Japanese. I'm a Whitman. Howard. Let's see. Is this done traditionally? I think this is done with markers. You can see by the... I don't know if you could tell, but from my perspective, if you look at this boot, you can kind of tell by the way it's rendering. Let me see. Can I do this? Come on. Ooh. Ooh. You can tell by the rendering that it's done with marker. And because you could notice like the little, see that right there? That little stroke? It's not all perfect, which is signs of non-digital work, right? Let's go back to the wide lens. There we go. Okay. Female Akira. Right. I'm a big fan of mushroom heads, right? You know, like Chie, just like Casca, you know, short hair, mushroom head, you know, always good to me. I always love that kind of design. Here we go. Female Akira. The one I chose, obviously, you know. You gotta wonder why. You know why. Come on. It's a third-person game, dude. It's a third-person game. Exactly. Just more promotional stuff, you know. You get to see like the concept, and now you get to see, oh, here's the finalized version, you know. I usually have a problem with shots from like the actual material, but if it's sparing, never a problem, you know. It's just to use as like oh, look at the drawing and now it's how it's translated into the game, not an issue. Clearly some initial sketches, right? Just in ideation, probably, you know, trying to capture the feeling, the mood, right, of what these characters are going to be. You know, these are probably the very early concepts. Here we have, you know, more iterative concepts, right, on the armor, right? So we got, let's see, come on. See this fold? It's fucking annoying. That's how you know the binding's okay, because it's bothering you, you know? Let's see. Yeah, come on. You want to see that belly shot. Here we go. Yeah, so we have iterative design. We got the shirt, we got the vest, we have full gear, and then we have, you know, a swimsuit? I don't know. Belly out, basically. Here we go. Faces of female and male Akira. What is this? Oh, yeah. This is just them, like, being tied to their legions. This is clearly, like, you know, early Legion designs, or maybe a design from something else that evolved into the Legion. Here we go. We have the your little astral chain tablet thing that, you know, attaches to the legions themselves, right? And you just pull it out. That's cool. I really love how they made it asymmetrical in the game, where it's like, you know, it leans to the left, it's sideways. It's not just straight on, right? So it looks different. It looks like a different piece of equipment than anything else. And it also has that hexagonal design. Let's see. This is the pistol that transforms into the baton, into the great sword, and let's see. Here we go. We have some. Oh yeah, these spoilers. But these are enemies slash not enemies. You know, it's like, oh, we're the bad version. You know, typical like anime shit where it's like we're the same thing but opposite. You know. Yeah, we don't work with the Polesi. Legion. Here we go. Now we get some Legion designs, which are basically your stands in the game. Yeah, these are basically stands. They follow you. They're like ghostly apparitions, and you can switch in between them. Look at this guy. This looks more reminiscent of Bayonetta, kind of like a heavenly design, but I guess they focus more on the technical aspect, right? Yeah, look at that ass, dude. It's got actually a pretty nice ass. But that's how anime is, right? Everything has to have a nice ass. The coloring of the Legion, like, I understand what they're doing, where they keep it flat, right? Because then, like, the lighting of the game can, like, you know, give it lighting. But I'd prefer to have, you know, some form of shadows, right? But you know, just for the concept, the colors look fine, you know? I just wish they weren't so flat, you know, just a shadow layer, you know? Yeah, you could just see different patterns that they had for the game. And here we go. We have the original design, right? The one that shipped. And I like it. You know, even in these flat colors, you can see that it works a lot better than, you know, these guys, right? I actually kind of like this guy, this ice guy, right? But, you know, it kind of gives it just didn't have the oomph that it needed, right? Yeah, so I prefer the actual designs, right, that got through. And I'm glad they made that choice, because these ones look great with a little bit of white on the outside and the blue being the core of the color. Yeah, look at this design. And I think these ones are actually pencil as well. And then maybe, like, you know, they fixed some of the lines to make it cleaner digitally. But, you know, traditional work, always a plus. Here we go. We got the final Legion designs. And then here we have, we call it the characters with the Legions, right? Oh, I guess they were planning on doing female Legions as well, you know, to go with the female character, but I guess they didn't go with it because probably too many assets to make an extra set of whole new characters. You know, I really wish they went with this angel design with one of them. That's really cool. Yeah, that didn't go into the game. Look at this slime guy. That didn't get in the game either. We got the the heavy shield legion, or the axe legion rather. We got the Ora legion, which is, I think, my favorite. My favorite in terms of like what he could do, not in terms of use. I guess sword and beast would be my two favorite to use. Look at that. It's all there. And you get the little Japanese scribbles, right? And you're like, you know, most people want to know what it says, but honestly, it's very like inconsequential. You know, it's just like, oh, like usually it's just like, oh, like this arm comes out this way and like that, you know, it's just to make things a little bit clearer. Usually it's just like to make it look more professional, right? Usually your ideas can be told through, you know, we call it images like this right here. So boop, 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 you know, it like folds together and like springs out, you know. Here we have the demon forms, right? Let's see if I could boop, switch to that so you can see a little bit better. That's really cool. I love this design. And when it showed up in the game, it was fucking hype, dude. Reaching that next Super Saiyan level, if you get my meaning. Yeah. And I think this is an in-game shot or some initial concept work. Yeah. Okay, and now we have let's go back. There we go. We got logos, right? Neuron, SV, whatever, you know. The different legions right here. We got just rough designs, you know. That's always nice, right? See, that's the key to like concept work, right? You got the rough, iterative design, which one do we like, and then finals, right? And then just the process in between, which is all you want out of a concept book, right? We got the evil legion guys, right? Like obviously evil. Oh, Raven, whoa, like so edgy, dude, you know. It's like Raven and police, you know. It's like, why don't you just make it something else? I guess because they're black, you know. Whatever. I feel like they weren't trying to think too hard on that one. Okay, characters. Oh, here we go. So we have the chief here, right? Who reminds me a lot of Aramaki from Ghost in the Shell, right? He gives that vibe, but a little bit more like sinister, you know. Look at that brow, dude. Look at that sinister brow. He hides it with his glasses, dude. Look at that. Oh, I'm actually weak. Wrong. Look at that face, dude. That's not the face of a weak man. Yeah. This is also done. Colored pencil, right? Great stuff, right? And like I said, it's just a surprising amount of traditional work. Like this face right here, it looks great. And it has this feel to it, you know. It just, I don't know. Something about traditional work makes a difference. Right here, you see, you could see the like, you know, when they're penciling in, you could see that their hands were rubbing it in, right? And like, in a way, it kind of gives you like a blueprint of like where their hands were, you know. So it gives it that sense of energy that you wouldn't normally get. Because if you're just using clean line, right, you just get like, oop, that's that one, oop, that's that two, right? And it's perfectly black, right? But with this, you know, it's you're throwing it into chaos, right? Which Chaos is good for art. You know, it's all about getting chaos and then trying to fix that shit. Yeah. Here we have the underutilized villain, right? The reason why, you know, these people did stuff, right? Like, I guess she was like, you know, part of an experiment, it went wrong, and now she's like, oh, I'm part god or some shit. I don't know. It didn't really make sense in the game either. They kind of just like, oh, now she's thrown away, even though she's really cool and her design is awesome. Yeah, here you go. I'm gonna get the close-up shot. I wish this camera would have something in between where it's like, oh, I could decide to focus if I get somewhere close, but it doesn't like that, so we're gonna have to contend with that. We have the dispatcher, right? Who I really like, which is kind of funny because I usually don't like characters with pink hair, right? But she's all right, you know. She played a good part. Oh, here's a blonde version. You know, the pink kind of makes her a little bit more distinct, so it's better than the blonde, personally. Let's push this back up. Yeah, great stuff. Let's skip. This video is getting pretty long, so let's start skipping over. Let's see what if there's anything that I want in particular. Okay. Engineerguy, right? I really like his design. Look at that. Let me switch to the mode, you know. There you go. Clark, I believe. Yeah, I love his face mask thing. It always looks so cool. Reminds me of Nier a lot. Let's just get back out there. Regular police. Oh, the side characters that you know, are barely side characters. Like this girl played way more of a part than the other guys. We got I forgot the dog's name. This guy, I like. Talk about underutilized, right? I love this guy's design, right? Like kind of like an Oni, like with the digital face that changes. Let me switch to the good mode. There you go. Yeah, look at this guy, dude. His design is so. Let me. You're gonna have to turn your eye a bit, but look at that guy, dude. Fantastic. And I guess they were having ideas that like, oh, maybe it was a kid in an exoskeleton, right? Which they didn't implement, but it was a cool idea, and I feel like this character could have gone a lot farther in the game. I thought he was gonna show up at the end and be like, oh, I'm gonna save you because you spared my life and you showed me the wrongdoings of my people. No, that didn't happen. He's just like, oh, I just stopped, you know, whatever. Clark, the main way you see him in game, you know, through this little engineer bot, right? I love the little stickers right here. Like that really adds, you know, a level of personality to it, you know, as opposed to just like the regular bots. Here we have LAPI. LAPI, that's her fucking name. Here we go. We have LAPI, right? And her alter ego, Mary, right? My personal favorite character in the game. I love Mary. Always trying to cheer people up. And I feel like that role is very hard, you know, for a character. It's something that, you know, if you're working in police work, you need someone like that. Someone who could just cheer you up, you know? We got a bunch of LAPI designs. I think this is also, these are little things made by the artist as like a promotional material. Chimeras. Okay, enemy designs. You know, the enemies look great too. Very reminiscent of Bayonetta, but you know, in a different way. They don't have like the heavenly hell look. You know, oh, we got what's his name from Overwatch? I don't know, whatever. Let's see. Yeah, we have a, you know, demon ass, right? Always good. Demon ass and angel ass, they make a difference, you know. Look at that, dude. You got some wolf designs. I think these are... Wow, this looks like it's straight out of Monster Hunter. This would be fucking cool. I really like this design. I didn't even notice this. Wow, hold up. Come on, there we go. Look at that guy. They should put this in Monster Hunter or something. Wow. Fuck yeah, dude. Let's get back out there. You got the slime guys. Yeah, this guy reminds me of the Maho Magica, whatever. Magica. Okay, this is getting a little long, so let's yeah, you got that guy, final boss, you know, whatever. He was whatever, honestly. This is pretty cool. This is not something you see in the game, which I think is kind of stupid. But this is the world itself, the way it looks, right? And they're explaining like the different levels and environments, right, of the world, right? Like, this is like a bunch of cities, right? And like, I think outside of this, like, the world's fucked up, you know, typical post-apocalyptic shit, you know? The environment designs are lovely, right? I think, yeah, they're good. You know, one pet peeve is just a lot of photo bashing, right? But I think they do it well enough where it's not very noticeable. It's just noticeable in, like, here we go. Let me zoom. There we go. It's just noticeable in places like this, right? But, you know, inconsequential compared to the actual design, you know? Right? So, you know, I'm not gonna fault them for the photo bashing, right? It's not blatant. It's just like trying to use them as textures, which is fine by me. Here we go. Look at how cool this city is, you know? I'm glad that even though they're like in the, you know, quote unquote, like apocalypse, they don't go for the purely dystopian look. You know? And see, okay, here's another example of, like, you know, shit that kind of bothers me. Like, notice like the way it is, right? Out here, the perspective, and then you go in here and like things are getting warped, right? Because they're obviously you know, photo images that are being stretched. Come on, zoom. Yeah, see how it's kind of blurred out, right? That's not because of the camera, that's because like the image itself is blurred out. You know, that actually kind of looks like a screen from Nier Automata. Anyway. Back out. Come on, back out. There we go. Yeah, and so more concepts, right? Subways. Oh, this video is 30 minutes long. This is getting fucking long. All right, let's speed it up, right? Which is a shame because I really like these concepts. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. Time, whatever. Time is time. It's already too long. I don't give a shit, dude. I love this art. That's what I'm gonna look at. I'm gonna look it through with you guys. The tunnel system, you know. Yeah, a lot of more photo bashing stuff. You could, like, it's hard to tell on the camera, but it's a lot of photo bash work, which it has this weird effect where like things get blurred out, things are like of lower resolution than other things, and that bothers me because I rather just have everything painted, but because of production schedule, things can't happen like that. So it's understandable as long as the design is going through. That's to me, it's just a pet peeve. I think most people aren't bothered by it, especially with concept work. Because it gives it that realistic look. It's just something personal that bothers me as an artist. Helicopter. I really like this like Dyson air thing right here that like pushes air through instead of like having an actual like propeller. That's pretty cool design. We have the motorcycle, which is like, really cool. Shown in the first shot of the game, which was very badass. Vehicle designs help round out the world. I like how they took realistic things and pushed them out because it's a police game. Even in the future or in this dystopian future, it's a police game, which means like you're even if you have like the Legion, it's like it's real. Like at the end of the day, the police were real people, and everything else is like real people, and so you wanted to base it off reality. Things that look at Elven Sword. They even made like movies, like fake movies. This is really cool. But really help develop the world. Okay. And we even get the song, right? We get the song lyrics, right? Which is just an added bonus. Yeah, another one, and then we get shots of the game. When the moments where the song hits, right? If you see this, you're like, obviously we're in spoiler territory, but I already warned you, so. Another song. This is cool. It's just like, you don't need to add this. You don't need to add this, but this book just tried to put as many things into it as possible. It's nice and compact. Look at this. We even have a timeline about the events, Who would care about this, if you weren't looking at this, like, if you didn't care about this world, right? And you didn't think about the time and effort that they put, but, like, look at this, right? They thought about everything. And that's how you make a convincing world, right? And they had people, the artists and designers sign it, and it's not a real signature, but it's just like, the intent, which is really cool, which is what I really love about people who care about how the art book is made, right? So, like, I think these are like little promotional arts, right? That are made on like, probably posted at Instagram or Twitter or something, right? From the team. Here we go. We got the garage saying goodbye, right? And here's the end of the book. Let me show you the backside, which is nothing. Never mind. Let me out. Yeah, so that's the book. And like I said, I thoroughly recommend it. It does all the stuff that it needs to as a concept book and compresses it down, right, to everything that you need, right? Which I think a lot of art books should consider, right? Trying to get as much in as possible, Some things are smaller, some things are bigger, right? And then you have to take that into account. Instead of making everything the same size and the same dimensions, right? With something that's design heavy like this, you should try to pack things in, look at this. Pack things in. The drawings look better together, right? Instead of just having individual drawings and you get less drawings, in this you get, they just pack it down. Look at formatting. Very important, right? But that's just the way, design work is, right? So I just appreciate that effort, that they wanted to put things together in a way that's concise, but also tells you everything you need to know. Yeah. So, that's Astral Chain, the art book. Totally recommend it. And I hope that people play this game because I think it's such a good game and nobody cares about it, right? And or what you call it, people who actually know about it care about it, but the people who don't give a shit and aren't aware that it's even a game, you know? Anyway, that was the Astral Chain art book. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you guys next time.